Call to order the Lincoln Parish Library Board of Control meeting.
That's the wind, by the way.
Let's hope so. Okay, can I have the second item on the agenda is approval of the agenda? May I have a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Okay, may I have a second? Okay, move in second. Any comments, discussions, questions? All in favor, aye. Opposers, nay. Motion carried. Okay, public comments. Do we have anyone from the public who would like to make comments to the board tonight? Okay, going once, twice. Okay, let's move on to the next item. Approval of the minutes for the February 24th meeting and the March 10th meeting. Board member Amy Miller is out ill tonight, okay? But I think Amy indicated she sent us before the February 24th minutes, but the March 10th minutes have not been fully completed. So if you don't mind, I'm going to ask us to probably just ask to table this until our next regular board meeting, and we'll approve the board minutes from February, March, and April. Can I have?
So moved.
Move, second? Okay. All in favor, aye. Opposers, nay. Motion carried. Okay, it's my privilege now to introduce to you the new person who's working with us as the interim director of Lincoln Parish Library. We are so very pleased to have Marcie Nelson with us. She's been on the job for how many days, Marcie?
Today is day 4.
Day 4, okay. So we're looking forward to a long stay. But I'd like for us to give a round of applause for Marcie. I'd like Marcie to stand up and say something to the board and its guests to let us know what it's all about.
All right. Well, first, I want to thank the board for this opportunity to serve this community again. For those of you who don't know me, my library start was here. I had a few summer jobs over at Concordia Parish doing library, but my heart and soul when I learned to love library and library work in the community was here. The majority of my library career, which is now expanded almost 14 years, has been here. I previously worked in the children's department. I got to know a lot of people through the schools, through local community organizations, and this became home. My favorite story to tell is when I graduated from Tech, I made the decision to move home for a couple of years for a job, and I cried the whole way home because I had to learn the hard lesson that I was actually leaving home that day. So I'm very happy to be back. I'm looking forward to working with the staff, with this board, and with this community, and I'm looking forward to getting this library on route to do better and to be better. So if anybody has any questions, they want to talk to me, they want to just sit over coffee and get to know what the vision is, my door is open. You can always come see me. So, thank y'all again.
All right, thank you, Marcie. The next item on the agenda to accept the resignation of board member Deborah Holloman. Okay, Deborah Holloman has been a board member on more than one occasion. I think she started out and she left us and she came back to us and she's on it again. Debbie, stand up please, ma'am.
I'm not going anywhere, okay? I'm still be hanging out in the library.
Okay, we're going to present her with a certificate of appreciation for your support and commitment as a member of the Lincoln Parish Library Board of Control, signed by me and Marcie, a card, a little token momentum, and we might indicate to you that Debbie's last meeting will officially be at the April 8th board meeting when we're having a special call board meeting. But we thought we would do it tonight to just give her a little token of surprise and appreciation and say thank you.
Thank you so much.
We need to accept her resignation. May I have a motion?
I make a motion we re-elect her.
I'll make sure that word gets put in there.
Second?
Second.
Okay, moving properly second. All in favor? Aye. Opposers, nay. Motion carried. Thank you, Debbie. Okay, while we're accepting the resignation for Debbie, we're also coming back and welcoming board member back, Sandy Dupree. She told me she was on her way from work coming over here, so she may not get here for this part of it. But Sandra has been reappointed to the board, and we look forward to her coming back on board with us, and we'll probably acknowledge her also at the next board meeting. Is Brent?
Yeah, he's here.
Brent, okay. Good morning, Brent.
How are you doing?
Fine.
I think it's afternoon.
Oh, afternoon, okay. I'm always saying good morning, though. Good morning. Okay, we'd like to hear a little something from Brent, working with us, and he has been working with us quite a bit, along with Mike Rainwater and those guys. Brent, it's on you. Can you stand up and say
You might
that?
mention that Brent started out working in the.
That's right. Brent started here in the library.
Yes. So first off, I'd like to kind of apologize for Mr. Rainwater not being here. He's the head of the GIS Commission, but he's at a conference during this week, so he won't be back until next week. But as some of y'all might know, the GIS Commission met on March the 17th to talk about bringing the library back to the GIS Commission, specifically IT. So during that meeting, the commission voted to conditionally accept the library to its IT management. And part of those stipulations, the commission will increase the library's contribution from $7,500 to $40,000. The takeover will be sometime after the parish IT is fully staffed, and that's expected to occur in late May. The IT staff typically works the courthouse hours, which is going to be about 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And technically, we're on call 24/7, but typically that on-call status is reserved for public safety, such as the 911 Commission, LPSO, or the fire district. Also, the IT staff will not provide support for special events, AV equipment, HVAC, and lighting equipment at the library, which HVAC and lighting would fall under maintenance. And the IT staff will not interact directly with the public, for example, providing support for people's personal devices.
Okay,
Can I make a comment?
yes, go ahead.
This is not an increase from 7,500 to 40,000. This is they're taking over what a consultant was already doing for the library that exceeded 40. It's actually a saving. The overall saving is including the IT support.
Yep.
And we're very pleased too, because it has been on the board's discussion several meetings to bring it back into the parish. You know, like, don't see Sandra's here. Sandra's one of the main ones who argued for that we should make sure we keep our dollars here in the parish if we possibly can. And we're just so excited to have them to come and work with us. And since Brandon's already been here, he knows about what goes on in here. So we're happy to have him back. Are there other questions, Charles?
What is the savings, Richard?
The savings.
Well, we were paying a consultant over 40,000.
We were. And in some instances, I think some of the,
So what the add-ons were.
A little more
could be
than we
more than
anticipated.
that, and,
so it's a great savings, Charles.
actually, we're increasing it from 7,500 to 40,000. But we had the 40, we were paying somebody else 40,000 plus the 7,500. So if you're saving that, in addition to that, you're saving, there were some other costs that varied each month.
And we're saying about May, Brent?
Yes, ma'am. We're expected to be fully staffed in May.
Okay. So until such time, right now, we're still with Amelia, whatever it is,
Amir.
until such time when we come on board with Lincoln Parish's GIS and IT
I
services.
think in the interim, we're gonna do some coordinating, right?
Sir?
You've been talking with each other.
Yeah, I think, right, until we take over, I think they're doing a month-to-month.
We are
Same
on
with the mayor.
month-to-month contract right now. We were originally paying a full year contract, and then this year we switched to the monthly.
Okay, more discussions before we vote on this? Would you like to ask more questions, or may I have a motion? If not,
Make a motion, we accept.
may I have a second?
Second.
Okay, move the properly second. Discussions, questions? All in favor, may I hear aye? All opposed, may I hear nay? Motion carried. Thank you, Brent. We welcome you aboard to come back home.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, just a couple of announcements on the agenda. The first announcement is about the Board of Trustee training that's going to be held on April 28th. It's going to be here in the event center. And I made sure and pointed this out because someone said to me, they read that somebody said we were going to a luxury hotel and we were eating up the expensive food, and if the library didn't have any money, why are we having a retreat? So I'd like to correct it and let them know that it's not retreat as such, it's a working process wherein there is someone coming to us from Baton Rouge, a library consultant. She's going to tell us what our roles and responsibilities are as members of the library board. So if you're interested, I know that there's some people from the police jury, if you're interested in hearing some of that too, we welcome you to come and join us. And it's going to be from 10 until 12 on April 28th. Second announcement, the one here talks about the Library Liaison Committee meeting that's going to be held immediately following this. We have next door, we've set up for you, we have committees. We'll explain that to you, what it is that we're trying to do. And the only thing I can say is we need your help. And I'll talk more about that. Richard has already said to me, don't be long-winded, Paul. You know, keep it short, keep it to the point. And I'm going to try and do that. But we're going to meet for about an hour for the beginning of this organizational meeting, and we'll go from there. All right. Statistics?
What you have in your hands, this is sort of it's a year plus overview, 2020 plus what we've done so far in 2021. These are the library visits, so you can kind of track the trend of people coming into the library. More closely, toward the end, you'll notice we really started paying attention to sort of our evening visits and how that changes. And with the daylight savings, we're hoping we'll see more there at the end because I know things seem to taper off after that 6 o'clock hour. But just for your reference, they gave us pretty much this is since that whole dip. You'll see sort of where we were at strong January, February 2020, and then you will also see sort of once pandemic hit, how that dropped and how we're starting to slowly incline since then. And we expect to see more now that things are sort of evolving, hopefully to a more normal state. So that's what you have in your hands right now. So as far as your circulation statistics and things like that, I told Dr. Clark I'm going to need time to gather all that stuff together, like day 4. I will have a full report for you for 2021 for the next meeting. So.
Okay. All right, any questions of the statistics for the walking through the door? Come on in, Sandy Dupree, right up front, that's why we have you. Coming from work, we said, come on.
Yeah, back right there.
Mrs. Sandy Dupree, this is our board member, we welcome her back to the board. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Sandy. Would you like to say anything to the board?
Thanks everyone for allowing me to serve you again at this time, and I hope I can serve you very well. I hope we can get a lot of things done and a lot of more people attending the library. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Okay. Any other comments?
You want to get somebody to explain what's displayed out here?
Oh, yes, I would.
I can do
Is Jeremy here?
I can
Yes,
see.
he was standing right outside the door.
Okay, ask Jeremy to come back.
Marcie, can you take your mask off just when
Oh,
you're
fine.
speaking, because we can't, they can't. hear
I'm
you.
sorry.
That's okay.
I'm pretty loud, so
That's
I just
fine.
assume everyone can hear me. Jeremy can give you more details, but what you've got out here is, and these are examples of what the library's done through the years, various programs we've hosted. I know for the children's area, I can explain that. You'll see we are doing make and take crafts, something we started doing. We used to do crafternoons every week here in the library. Our story times and our crafternoons were some of our biggest events for the children's department. And when the pandemic hit, we had to think of ways to do it. So of course, story time moved online, and you'll see some of the examples of the craft bags they've put together. Right now, they're turning out, I think, on the upside of 80 to 90 of those a week are getting picked up, and we're preparing for a growth of at least 150, if not more, in the summer months. We'll have to kind of track that as we go. You'll also see 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten is another thing we push really, really hard. I was here when we started that initiative, and we were the first entity in the state of Louisiana to join the 1,000 Books Initiative and to push it. And it grew for some time, and now with the pandemic, they've seen sort of a slowdown, and we're going to try to build that back up. So there's examples of all that literature out there, as well as some of the resources we have for checkout that are educational. A lot of parents have started picking those types of things up since, schooling from home and stuff has become the norm. Jeremy, you want to talk about what y'all put up?
Come on, Jeremy.
Just your display. Talk about your display.
Starting with the superheroes, that's actually Chris. That's teen stuff.
Jeremy, was you?
Take your
Take
mic.
mask off. Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. The way you get people to look at stuff is to invite them in. So decorations always help. If you don't know anything about merchandising, it works the same way in a library. So we try to make it as pretty and as inviting as possible. So these are a couple of examples. The superhero collection, those are actually Chris's personal collection, and the Star Wars stuff is a group of hers and mine. We buy stuff on the cheap at Rolling Hills or at garage sales, and then we bring it up here and then we throw it all together to make a book display to try anything to get a statistic. Sometimes, you gotta do what you gotta do. So those are two examples. The one in the middle is her Poetry Month thing that she's getting ready to launch in April. And it's got a make and take, not a make and take, but a make and do kind of thing where you can write some poetry. It's interactive writing poetry. And I can't remember what day is a poem in your pocket month, but there's a poet in your pocket day. Blah. Say it.
Poem in your pocket day.
Thank you. Where you're supposed to carry around a poem in your pocket for the day and reflect on the poem. It's supposed to bring you back to the ties of poetry or whatever. So she's got that up there and explains that, so you can see that. In this corner, we've just got some sample flyers from past programs that we've done in the past, pre-COVID, of course. We can't wait to get back to those kind of things, from the big to the small. Readers Club is featured on the end. That's our big thing that we do, where we encourage people to read 50, 75, or 100 books a year, and then they get into the club. You get the special library cards. You can see a picture of those there. And I've got a picture from one of the previous parties that we had for the club up there. And on the other side is some of Chris's teen make and take programs that she's done for both teens and adults, and then some of the crafts that I used to do when we had in-person classes as well. And that was way too long of an explanation.
That's okay, that's fine.
That was good.
Very good.
We thank you, because I wanted you to get a chance to see too some of the things that they're doing. They do so much in here, and I wish you could spend some time, hopefully even today, maybe even after our 1 hour meeting next door, just to walk around and see what's involved. We've had some excellent displays, some excellent talents coming out, and you need to see that right here in Lincoln Parish, we're on top of things. So we encourage you to take the time to see what we have to offer, and we're also going to try and sell to see what we need to offer in the future when we go next door.
I'd like to point out there's been several programs that have been initiated. They may have been done in other places, but I know Jeremy and Chris started doing escape rooms, and it caught wildfire, and they were teaching people from around the state, or even nationally, like how to do this. Jeremy started trivia online, and I was down there in Livingston Parish, and they wanted to do it too. So it's catching like fire. You've got librarians who are working here who are starting the trend. You know, so that's pretty important to know.
Wasn't trivia online just last week? And we had an opportunity for them to see that? So we're trying to do so many great things, and with your help, we know we can do it. Are there any other comments? Seeing no other comments, I have a motion to adjourn, and we're gonna go next door.
Yes.
I look at Charles, Charles was always offering that motion. Okay. Second, okay, thank you very much. Moved and properly second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, nay? So moved, meeting adjourned. Thank you.